Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2 The Shattering, where we are about to go and do some shattering. I am 100% confident that we are in a position here to really screw up those Red Ridge dudes, and then honestly probably to bolt pretty hard again, really. Probably to bolt pretty hard through the rest of the Lightbringer quest. Apparently... Wait, sorry, what? She produced a human child. Kryha and Tomko made a human baby. I would love to know what happened there. I guess the stork delivered it. That's how it works, right? The stork brought us a human child. The mechanics of that, like, I often assume that the stork thing is a metaphor, it's a euphemism, but it must be literally true, right? Because otherwise, what are the mechanics of the thing that just occurred there? It seems like having an undead in the party, like having a wraith around, just causes you to gain people at an incredible rate, though. Ooh, wow, that's a group of very impressive snakes, actually. Fortunately, the village is well defended by the orcs. We have one of those pretty good axes that we found on Bloodseeker, and it causes her to hit for 43 damage with 6.2 delay. It's like very good. She's very, very good at her job. Alright, so let's get back home. That is the number one most important thing. Boy, it just takes forever for the ship to actually move, huh? We'll get back home, we'll cook up our javelins, and then we will go and quest. And Kryha gets more mysticism, I guess. She really is still our only good purple character. So, new kid is a male, right? Samoslav. What do we want to try to do with Samoslav? We don't really need just like a basic warrior, I don't think, because the undead are actually like pretty good warriors. We're going to swap that extremely powerful battle axe onto you. We don't really need another hunter. So what would we want Samoslav to become? There are probably still some classes that we haven't unlocked yet, but like a Zerka, maybe? You know, yeah, we still don't have... We have good yellow stuff, but Zerka, there are a number of quest options that specifically require a Zerka. So that's probably where we ought to go there. Unfortunately, I do not believe that it is the case that we have any pets that boost yellow stats. Yeah, we have lots of mysticism pets, but I'm pretty sure mysticism doesn't do anything on male children in terms of unlocking classes. We give him this bear. He can have a bear. Okay. Let's focus on rebuilding stuff. So we still have a little bit of creature research to do. We have a ton of... what do you call it? We're going to have to keep a little bit of an eye on this because we have more materials than we want, but we really don't want to run the obsidian thing any extra times. And we should probably have somebody cook up some baked fish. We're getting a little low on baked fish. And then... this is a fine time for gathering grain and fish. And child can help with something. Gathering is worth XP. Okay. So we'll have to keep an eye on the amount of obsidian that we're gathering because we don't want to overdo it. Definitely take 2 strength. But we're pretty far off from overdoing it. So, do we want to spend our advancement points on... Let's see, Large John Corpsington. This is the most important of the Johns. I guess he takes Headbutt. I don't think 2 points of personal shielding are better than a level of Headbutt. Even if Headbutt's not awesome for him. Look, where are we actually at here? We have 158 of the... of the 390 obsidian that we need. Unfortunately, it's going to take a minute. Right, yes, that's true. We do have a curse, don't we? How would you like fish? How would you like 40 fish? Let me tell you something. Do I ever have 40 fish? Wait, do I? Here they are. Sorry, let me just type this in. Okay, the standard trade. Every witch loves 40 fish. You know what? I'll just keep him doing a bit of research. So we have 10 advancement points, and I have no idea what to do with them. Oh, you know what we should do, actually? What we definitely should do is get the ability to make jewelry. And then we could learn some new food recipes, we could learn some new building types. There's a lot of buildings that we don't have. We certainly don't need more gathering attribute in town. But there's like a number of buildings that we've never ever made, I don't think. What does this do? We probably ought to know curse removal, I guess? We could go and get it the moment we need it, though, if we ever were to need it. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. Is there any building that might be, like, mission relevant? We already have a forge. We don't have a great forge. But that's not a way to spend advancement points. We could, I guess, get, like, a wishing well and a crop field. Crop field more than the wishing well, because I believe the crop field results in gaining vegetables, and we don't have natural vegetables. What would it take to make us a crop field? A bit of food, chance for a pet. So out of curiosity, like if we made it out of gold and... So we're not quite at the maximum level here. We could refine up some additional obsidian, I guess, and use it for this. That doesn't actually get us there either. Pure stone would do it. Add 1 to 4 vegetables per turn and 3% chance of a pet appearing each season. That doesn't seem very good, frankly. We could totally do that, right? But I'm not sure that we have the materials. I'm not sure that we have enough materials to have enough stone left over. So I guess let's just make like a middling value crop field. Yeah, it makes the most sense to make it out of gold. That's totally fine. 1 to 2 vegetables per turn. It's just extra food. So who's good at stuff, who is not working on the important thing? Yeah, sure. You can knock that out in 2 turns. Just a little bit more food variety for a little bit more morale. Yep, all of the zombie warriors. It's pretty cool that we have now generated a whole herd of zombies. Okay, wisdom is exactly what I want on him. That's lucky. Did we make a good quality crop field? We totally did. Okay, do we want to replace our forge before we go making these fancy pure stone javelins? Because I really do want the best possible chance of masterwork. We should probably replace the forge. We don't need to get too fancy. It can just be the same materials, but fingers crossed it doesn't come up as garbage this time. And I think, we don't quite have enough stuff. We could go back and get some diamonds. What's a diamond forge look like? If we did like that. You're looking at 6.9 crafting. And the diamond's not wild, so it's actually significantly less likely to turn out to be trash. I mean, maybe that's a thing worth doing. A lot of the people that we would send on the gathering mission are people that we're having craft the obsidian, though. Yeah, I'm just going to send out a small gathering expedition. They're going to stay on this island. We're just going to go get the small amount of rubies that we would need. Take Big John with you and Cryha. This party should be more than sufficient. And it's not going to take this much food, but also, why not, right? There's very little detriment to sending them out oversupplied, as long as it's not so oversupplied that it's a problem for their carrying limit. Alright, yeah, let's go get some rubies. We don't need very much. Did we have Cryha on the obsidian? We did, so we can pull somebody else onto that. You know what? You can stop researching for a minute. We're producing the stuff pretty quickly, though. Ooh, much more powerful undead. Starting to spawn all over the place. Alright, here. I need you to pull rubies one time. We'll just try to get a non-garbage version of the thing. Yeah, John Corpsington with that extremely good pure axe should be able to fight just about anything we might encounter out here. $240. This is almost certainly overkill, but I just want to play my way through the crafting system. I feel like I have a good grasp of it now. It's been getting better every game, but I'm really feeling on top of it at this point. So do we want him to take yellow or red? The intelligence is definitely wrong. It's either the 1 point of perception or the 1 point of wisdom. I'll take the wisdom, I guess. We don't need him nearly as much in red challenges as we do in yellows. In red challenges, he's probably going to be mostly doing sacrificial blood. Alright, make me a new version of the Gemforge. Does it make sense to... We could do some refining of metals. That's kind of a lot of metal, though. I'm just going to make it like this. 6.0, worst case scenario here is we get exactly the same forge that we already have. Previous building will be recycled. You will receive part of its materials. Okay, that's cool. Part of its materials back. I'm going to put you on this for a moment, and you can be supported by just kind of whoever. And then that means we have a slot on this thing open, which can be filled by you. Okay. The kid should definitely take reliable argument. No two ways about that. Glad to see him leaning in the right direction. Okay, our people have been acting oddly. Demons obey demon lore. Kill the blob with fire. Okay, I was kind of hoping we were going to get a stat up on the kid. But Masterwork Topaz robes are totally fine. It's not exciting. This is unfortunate. These skills are both terrible. Let's see, you don't have any skill at all in non-red challenges, but we're just not going to use you in non-red challenges, so I guess take this? That's a pretty weak bonus. Alright, this should be the turn the Gem Forge is done. Did we make a better one? We did indeed. Totally normal quality. Alright, let's eject you from that. Actually, you off of that as well. 316. Getting pretty close. We could start working on the Pure Stone. May as well have people figure this out. We don't need any more cooked food. We have one guy who is not doing anything. We have a ton of wood, and we have a ton of everything. Yeah, we don't really need anything. I don't know who these snakes think they are. Alright, thieves have shown up to steal our stuff. That was unwise of them. I think this is new. I think this is them. I do wish that there was a little bit more like of an animation when a new point of interest is added to your map. Or that things were a little clearer. Like if we click on... Yeah, see, it didn't even give us an active quest. Despite the fact that that clearly is a thing that should give you an active quest. Okay, Big John, take a little bit of food, go out there and start a fight with those guys. Okay, you find the lair of the thieves who stole your goods, and you kill them. Alright, got all our stuff back. Cool. And also, this horse. This terrible, terrible horse. Okay, where are we at on stuff now? We have 32 more builds of pure stone left, so we're close. We're 40 obsidian off of our goal. So we are 26 obsidian off. And now 12, so we can probably even pull some people off of this, right? If I take you off... I really want to not overshoot this by any more. Okay, 12. Perfect. Yep, 24 times, and we have exactly 240 obsidian to work with. So you guys, everybody off of these tasks. And I guess... I was thinking we could have... I guess we could have some people who are not totally optimal crafters doing this, and then have the best crafters start on the javelins. But there's not really any reason to min-max it. Time is just not a factor at all. Gather iron. We just have so much of everything at this point. Let's see, the kid could gain purple. I'm going to gain intelligence instead. I believe you need wisdom and intelligence to be a Zerka, but I don't know exactly how much. It may well be the case that our children's playground is powerful enough that we're already past the thresholds. Okay, 15 more. 11 more. 6 more, I believe. Hard to imagine it's right to take anything other than strength. I guess you guys have... Oh, no, you do not all have headbutt. Yeah, for you, I'm taking strength. At least one of the Johns has headbutt, so we should pay a little bit of attention. Try to make sure that the yellow version of his headbutt is at least usable. Okay, we're just about done here. We can let her finish this. Let's get to work on that first pure javelin. So it is only the crafting skill of the highest crafter on a project that determines how much... Actually, hold on. Maybe I want to pull her onto this. Can we get this? We cannot quite get it down to 1 turn. I need to do this twice. Yeah, it is only the crafting skill of the highest crafter on a project that affects the chances for things to be good and bad. So it doesn't really matter if we put... if the third slot on this thing is our 4th best crafter or our 3rd best crafter. But it turns out it doesn't change the build time to even have 3 crafters on it. So you can go and gather... You can help gather Shadowbone and stuff. Oh, actually, I pulled her... Sorry, I pulled the person who was doing the final Pure Stone craft. You. Get on that. Get that done. Okay, so... One of them came out masterwork. 1.9, 1.4. That's a beautiful weapon. Alright. Trothvine, you get the little one. Tomko, you get the big one. 29 first strike damage, 40 actual damage, with half of it coming back as shield leech. That's just lovely. Alright, so now the other thing we need to think about is whether we want to build ourselves some good melee weapons real quick. They don't have to be great melee weapons, but I do want the corpses to be able to participate in combat more effectively. And these guys are all strength. We're obviously just going to leave Large John with this pure battle axe. This is an amazing find. But we should build a couple of like moderately okay items for you, and then we should also build some jewelry. And I'm not going to go out of our way to build like the biggest, fanciest types of these things. We can go ahead and clear all this stuff. But no reason not to make something, right? If we're talking about just having some pole arms, the best way... I'm assuming that everybody's carry limit is such that, yeah, they'll be able to use pretty much anything we can hand them. We don't need to worry about equipment weight. Let's go for... Actually made more material than we needed. We're not going to have enough to build a pure stone polearm, obviously, but that's interesting. If we just do this thing, that's acceptable. True damage plus poison damage is kind of a weird combination in that you will never get to benefit from both of them. Well, that's not true. If we hit somebody with... some actual true damage, like some blue true damage, or with the sacrificial blood skill, then they could still have armor while not having full health. But maybe we go gem in the second slot instead. Area effect true damage. Because with the melee weapon, it adds, I believe it adds that hammer splash effect. So that's a lot of extra spaces that get hit. We could instead go to leather for the bonus damage. Like maybe just do quartz instead of gold because I do love shield leech. We're not going to get into any big fights with these guys, probably. I'm probably overthinking this. Yeah, let's just do the thing that results in the highest damage number, I think. This is slightly better. And if these come out at, like, low quality, it's kind of whatever. We'll just jam out one of these really quickly. It doesn't make a lot of... difference what quality it actually comes out at. We will have to make the second one out of slightly different materials, because we don't have enough of anything there. Okay. I would really like a Zerka. Let's try to get a Zerka. In the trials. Okay. He's an attractive Zerka, in fact. Neat. Alright, let's make one more polearm. This one's going to have to be made out of slightly different stuff. I mean, we can make it out of this wood, but then, like, quartz. Oh, and again we make a... so, interesting. This time, it's intelligence-based. I'm assuming it matters which essence is predominant. Well, no, the dominant essence here is stone essence, which is the same as the other one. Maybe it's if you only use one type of yellow essence, you get the primary stat, and if you use both types, you get the secondary? That's interesting. Yeah, we'll just jam one of these out real quick as well. Alright, let's equip the boys. So, ooh, masterwork. I'm assuming Smaller John, yeah, he has slightly more health. This one did come out as garbage. It's actually a lot worse damage-wise than the Iron Polearm, but it has the shield leech, so I do like that shield leech a lot. Alright, then we need to think about what is Semoslav going to use. We have some artifacts that are okay. A 1.3 modifier. I'm not going to stress too much about this. I think we'll give him this for now. We could get the ability to build him something really cool. Something we can think about for the future. We certainly have enough advancement points. And then we got to put some armor on people. He has 115 carry weight left. That'll do. Okay, the undead are already wearing armor. It's not like amazing armor. He has those golem robes we found, which are pretty nice. And we just have like a lot of stuff. We should probably get rid of some of this stuff, huh? Alright, let's talk about jewelry. And then once we have jewelry equipped on people, we're probably like ready to go from that point in the game. Ooh, we could make diamond and stone jewelry. We're 1 point of quartz short, unfortunately. We could make like diamond and pure stone jewelry. 16 points of weapon block. It's a little bit of overkill, actually. Hypnotize skill, which... man. 3.2 modifier, really? I'm assuming that's a multiplier. It doesn't actually have the X on it, which we usually see, right? Yeah, see, it usually says times 2.3. That just says 3.2. So maybe that skill does fixed damage instead of scaling? This is the wrong thing. There we go. The number typically indicates a damage multiplier or added damage with a plus sign. So I'm going to assume this is a 3.2 multiplier on intelligence, which is like a very impressive amount of damage. And it does like a horizontal splash. And it's pretty fast. 8 points of crafting. I think I want some like basic damage block jewelry. So let's just do something like this for the moment. And we will make one of those. Let's make one of those to try it out, because that's the thing we gotta know. If you make a bit of diamond jewelry that is this fancy. Okay, that's very much overkill. Can we get somebody who's a little bit worse at crafting to apprentice on that last little bit? Because we could start building something else in the meantime. Start building the damage block jewelry. And this will just be very simple materials that we have a lot of on hand. 9 points of shielding in all colors is totally worth having. So this thing we need like... How many of these do we need? It would be good for you. Good for you. You could actually keep that, I guess. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's say. It's pretty easy to pound 7 of those out. So we don't actually want to finish one. We can get started, and then we want our best craftsmen working on them on the turn they're finished, so you get that best possible masterwork chance. Bogdan, just get more wisdom. Okay, good. It did that in a reasonable fashion. And then the rest of you, I guess, are just back to gathering. We don't need a ton of stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so it'll be 6 turns to get the rest of these done. And I've seen some confusion. Just so it's clear, it doesn't matter who is in the leftmost slot on these things. It is literally just who has the highest crafting value on the project. They set all of the quality numbers. Okay. Let's make those, and then let's go and do all of the things we've been putting off forever. Widowmaker can take even more Master Gatherer. Our characters just feel so much more powerful this game than they have in previous games. Absolutely 2 more strength. That's awesome. Okay. Is that all of them? There's 1 left. Although it really is something that you finish yourself. No, sorry, there are 2 left. We should give him enough assistance to get them both done in a single turn. And you can help us gather fish. Okay, let's go have a look at them. We made 2 masterwork, 2 crap, and 3 normal. I think that's like pretty much expected value, right? Yep, that is a 3.2 times multiplier on the yellow damage. Holy crap. Alright, let's give you this, and you this, because you guys are the most likely to get played onto the field. Tomko's going to hold on to his enchanted jewelry, I guess. Give you this thing. Actually, we should figure out who's taking this. It's probably Trothvine, right? It scales off of int, which is a little bit of a shame, but I think he still has the best int. He's so unlikely to be played into combat, though. Maybe we just give it to you. Oh, I have to downgrade your armor a little bit. I don't know that Semislav is coming with us, but he'll be really good at defending the village from yellow challenges. For this first part, I think we're actually in village defense range anyway. Okay, so he needs some different armor. We have some prismatic armor, don't we? You can just wear that. It's not great, but I'm not anticipating it to be a big problem. Okay, everybody has reasonable pets that fit their thing. Tom goes up to 21. Man. We got really... It's really, really nice to have pulled Masterwork on one of the 2 javelins we built. That was pretty lucky. Alright, let's go do some stuff. Let's go do some damage. Okay, the adventuring party is like Kryha, Tomko, Rothvine, and Large John Corpsington. Semislav probably does stay behind, but he'll be useful for this first part anyway. Because this village is not, like, amazing at yellow challenges. I guess Bloodseeker has pretty high wisdom. This is not a major concern, but I do wish that, I wish that the transfer food thing also transferred wood for you. Like, if you set it to give me 30 days worth of stuff, it brought over 30 wood as well. Just since that's a thing that you so often need to do. Alright, I don't remember even what all of the points of interest are, but we're just going to hack them all to pieces. You approach a weeping willow, and at first glance it looks like an ordinary tree. Perhaps the only oddity is that all the linden trees that once grew around here are dried up stumps. Well, if one of our demon kin lives here, we should know. Trothvine is a demon, remember? And the willow tree stirs and a hairy face appears from within. Now, what do you want? The spot is taken. Okay. Here's the deal. I won't burn down the tree if you leave. Oh, how did you know I can't leave this tree? Damn demon traitor you are. You wouldn't do it, would you? Yeah, I absolutely would. Okay. He leaves. The curse will slowly lift in time. Slavians will appreciate that. And I guess we're just gonna have to chill out here for a turn. Alright, let's see what happens if you kill the Red Ridge bandits immediately upon meeting them. I think we should totally be able to do this, and I want to do it manually. Okay, so his axe only takes 9.8 seconds to hit. The people who are attacking with the first strike damage obviously can be played a lot later in the turn. Large John Corpsington should be our lead. What is... Okay, we get 75 damage out of the first use of Sacrificial Blood. We also have this Headbutt. You want to throw her down now? And we really are a lot more powerful than we have been in previous games. This is nice. Interestingly, we totally did get the people from the village involved, but the Zerka's not here. Right, because there's Bloodseeker. Shouldn't the Zerka be... Oh well, whatever. Maybe it only lets you take the 7 people that it figures are the best for that challenge color or something. So if we're going to do 75 damage to this guy, we have to get him for... We could use both of Trothvine's Sacrificial Bloods to just kill him without dealing with his shield. Or... the first strike damage from playing Tomko into the back row is 24, or 29. That would get rid of almost all of his shield. So like that plus the axe plus 1 Sacrificial Blood will totally get the job done. That's probably just what we'll do. And if we're going to do that, we may as well play Tomko as early as possible so that his attack goes off as early as possible. And I think I'd rather do the weapon attack here than the sneak attack, because I want the shield leech more than I want the poison damage. Is that true? Shield leech is pretty powerful. Okay, that is a lot less intimidating. It is a much smaller amount of health. I bet we can use Trothvine to kill this guy with the second sacrificial blood. I'm just going to play another John Corpsington onto the field here. I'm not sure exactly where he needs to go. Let's stick him right here so that he's providing defense for the corner, but not in a place where he gets hit by a hammer blow. Okay, they have a fancy rat. Not too concerned about that one. Let's skip our turn, let them play their last card. Okay. So I'm pretty sure what we want to do here is Trothvine. That gets you low enough. Sadly... No, actually, that gets you to a place where you'll be killed immediately by the axe strike, and that leaves this thing to kill you. And then we still do 53 damage. I don't think I do it, actually. Maybe we actually just play him? Well, if we're going to play one of these two a second time, it should probably be Tomko. Just throw Tomko down. Have him blow up the, have him blow up one of the rats, I guess? Now we'll do this. Okay, I'm pretty confident with that. Yeah, the blue version of Shield Leech is very silly. This rat does get his one final spite damage in. Oh yeah, and then there's no way the cards in their hand are going to survive the amount of damage we're putting out. Alright, you slaughter most of the bandits. Those who survive run away via hidden passages, swearing revenge upon you. You find some goods, even some cages where livestock and people were held. Some are empty, but perhaps a few may yet be occupied. Also, a piece of not very good jewelry. You find a horse, some dogs, several bodies of scavengers, including children. Although some may yet be alive. They're really slow-rolling whether or not anybody's alive. The alchemist arrives out of nowhere and looks pleased, ignoring all the bloody carnage. Or maybe, you know, listen, he might be pleased by all the bloody carnage. I'm not judging. Okay, so some pretty low-quality horses, some decent-quality dogs, actually. I think that those dogs are an upgrade for Tomko, aren't they? Yeah, that is a very slightly larger amount of perception. Unfortunately, the loot went back to town, so we're going to have to go back to town to get one of them. Angry bandits spot you, and they don't look like they're going to talk. That's fine, I'm not really into talking. We got a dark shield. Oh, that's a pretty good shield. And we've had another child, Aguisa, who is a human, is like a half-orc. Okay, that's cool. She has plus strength, but I think I want to make her a witch if we can. I know it's not exactly what her heritage would lean her toward. Alright, I need one of those very good dogs. Thank you. And then, I don't know if we're actually going to need the boat. We may as well take the boat. Because I don't want to have to come back to town, necessarily. And here, let's give the kid... We have a 4.8 Mysticism cat. I think that is definitely the way to go there. Yeah, wow, she's at 8.1 Mysticism already. Okay, so... he said come back to the cave. I don't actually know which point of interest is the cave. That's the nest. Let's go for these. We'll just clear up all the points of interest around here. There we go. Okay. Let's wait and see what the alchemist wants. He stares, his mouth wide open and eyes lit up, and gestures for you to go forward. Right, he wants to follow. You move through the tunnel and find several paths, some leading to small alcoves that are clearly used by the bandits as storage. Others are completely collapsed. There's a membrane blocking your way. Well, we could search for a mechanism using our dwarf, or we could just smash this thing open because we are so incredibly strong. Everything breaks. This thing will too. It sure did. For a time, you're sure the membrane will not break. With every swing, the odd substance simply repairs itself, and the gooey slime stings your skin and hurts your spirit. Finally, your force overwhelms the thing, and as you push through it, the barrier collapses in upon itself. Yeah, once again, red concept challenge, not rewarding any red stats, and in fact, harming our faith. You stand in a dark chamber covered in strange moss. I mean, we kind of know what this stuff is, right? Inanimate yet living is not a thing of myth in Slavia, but at this scale, this cave, it has residues of great power. Admit that this is beyond even your own understanding of stone. You will need an old stone master to tell you more. Yes, we need to search for an expert. Hey, I know a thing or two about this expert. Traveling to the lands of stone and metal where dwarven survivors now dwell is a sure bet. You could also look for elder elves. Once they're old enough, the likelihood that they meddled in the affairs of the world grows exponentially. Find them in ancient forests. So we did the ancient forest thing last time. No, actually what we did was we went after the dwarven smith last time. Maybe we should go... So it's basically just like become friendly with anyone, right? Yeah, seek any of their larger villages. Let's not do the smith thing. Let's actually try to get friendly with somebody. So our Divine Path quest wants us to go to the Volcanic lands. I'm assuming is this one. We should bring one of the orcs with us, just in case. Let's have an orc and the dwarf in the party. Also, we have not gotten any dwarf children the entire game, which suggests that maybe having one dwarf in the party is not enough. It's also possible that we've just never gotten lucky in that way, but the dwarf hasn't been involved in... Oh no, that's not true. I was about to say the dwarf hasn't been involved in any of the mating events, but he got down with the undead a little bit, and getting down with the undead can produce a child of the non-undead race, it seems. Who do we want to bring with us? Is it Widowmaker or Bloodseeker? It's probably Widowmaker, right? Okay, get in here. We're going to have to actually make camp a little bit. Let's make sure that we have enough food for a longer voyage. Probably we have enough wood. And I mean, we're pretty good gatherers here. Let's make sure we remember to actually equip the dog. And Widowmaker is... Yeah, Widowmaker is reasonably competent at fighting and stuff, and we can gather things very quickly. Okay. Let's go to the Volcanic lands. So back in town, we have a Zerka, Bloodseeker with the big Shadow Battle Axe. We have the 2 Corpse Knights. We have Bogdan is pretty much covering purple challenges for us. We don't really have a very strong purple challenge character in the village, but Agusia could grow up into a witch in 30 turns, we'll hope. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and make camp, because we're constantly losing sanity to this wind. It was annoying. Oh hey, we've been given the Cosmic Seed. I totally forgot about that. John should probably take more points in line charge. You should definitely take mysticism. That's a total no-brainer. Okay. So yeah, I totally forgot about the other Cosmic Seed. Obviously, we don't need to settle a second town, so if we're going to make a... Well, I've clicked on every button on the menu that isn't the button I need. If we're going to make a good ring, what we really want is some high-tier metal or bone. We can make some more obsidian. If we made a pure stone ring, that would be pretty cool. But we could make it out of something else as well. Like, what if we did... What's above mithril? Metal composite. You know, the difference isn't really that big. Yeah, a pure stone ring would be fine. Do we have enough coal to make a pure stone ring happen? Sorry, I should probably actually hit the button here so that I can have it marked how much pure stone we'll actually need. It would be only 19. Do we have enough coal to make that work? Let's see, we have 45 coal, so we would need to make 190 obsidian. We already have 10 obsidian. So we need to make 180 obsidian by running this recipe 90 times. So no, we don't. We could just make an obsidian ring. Would that be good enough? How good is an obsidian ring? It is only 4... Wow, it's really a lot worse. So what, we would probably put this on Tomko, right? Because Trothvine doesn't really need it. Trothvine is plenty strong and useful. But maybe it would be better to put it on somebody who isn't either of them because of the fact that like they're both already so good at combat. Nah, we would put it on Tomko and use it to boost his first strike damage. So I really would like to do it with the Pure Stone, actually. Well, we're about to go out into the Volcanic lands, so maybe we'll be able to mine obsidian there. Like, we don't need it for this step of the quest. I'm gonna not worry about it right now. Just get in the water. We'll head over to what I'm assuming are the Volcanic lands. I actually don't know. It could be either of these islands. We'll try to make friends with the orcs. I think we have a little bit of Alpha Clan's rep from something already, don't we? A female floating atop a raft. Oh, this thing. Yeah, try to get to her through the troubled waters. We can definitely fight a kraken. Let's track this thing down. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, follow the kraken at a safe distance and think you know where to search for it once it gets to shore. Although we don't... Huh, wait a minute. Is that the kraken place? Let's go check it out. I really do wish that the... Okay. That is not the kraken place. It would have been wherever we landed, I guess. Ooh, do we want to just try to kill it? A difficulty 10 red challenge is maybe pushing it? Cannot get the girl without attacking the beast, but you can try to sneak in and take the chest. Let's see if we can pull it off. We can always just run away, right? But if we run away, people could die to health loss. Because retreating from red challenges sometimes causes you to lose, like, half of your health 3 times in the same event. I guess let's just sneak in and take the chest. Do we want to figure out a way to open it? Let's take it back home. Let's create that village. Also, I don't remember what this is. Ah, this is the troll thing. I mean, I guess we can... Shoot, I didn't realize that that's what this was. I would like to not do this, please. Can we back off? Explore some of the cells anyway before trying to rescue the dwarf. As you enter one of the cells, a trap door opens beneath your feet, and you fall down into a dark space with squishy debris under your feet. Ew. You hear the sound of stone slowly moving somewhere nearby. Okay, well, the walls are moving. Let's try to find our way out. So, easy enough to find the dwarf, except that I don't actually care about him. Okay, eyes are watching you from the shadows, and slow, heavy creaks of movement follow your every step. Should we just fight him? We're not very damaged. We could probably just fight him. Hold on, we might be able to do better than that. Okay, so he's going to do 20 damage. You're not quite at full health, so you'll not sacrificial blood quite as hard as we would like. Yeah, I'm gonna start this with first strike weapon attack and putting down the fastest possible Large John Corpsington right in front of this guy. We're not quite going to be able to get the sacrificial blood kill here. He regenerates 13 health after receiving damage. That's interesting. That guy hits for a lot. But he's not quite fast enough to hit before our big axe does. So if we did a sacrificial blood on him, we'd get him down to about half. Like, his damage is really impressive, and I think we have to focus our resources on getting rid of him. Okay, that's a second copy of that guy, and his damage is really impressive as well. Ugh, this is bad. So we're going to play a second copy of the other guy. The second hit would get him down to 35. Okay, yeah. So we just do this. That allows John to kill him during the first action of combat. And then we just have to deal with this amount of damage, which is not great, but we have a lot of shielding and a lot of shield generation. Yep, it hurts. Okay, we'll be alright. Sadly, we do not quite kill him with the first hit. Oh, man. We actually really got low on health there. I admit I didn't think you'd do it. Bravo! Alright, you're not free yet. Okay, pretty not ideal, actually. Yeah, I thought we were going to be able to come out of that a little bit better. Tell them the whole story. I would really like to be friendly with you. Why is this chest so important? You understand, but you've chosen a different path for your nature. Okay. So they give us a little bit of stuff that we... Oh, you know what? That's a pretty good relic. I would love some healing for my physical wounds, if we could make that happen. Because I have some pretty bad physical wounds is the thing. We have to give them 100 coins worth of stuff. Let's give them 10 fish, and we'll make up the rest with the meat. Okay, there we go. That'll get us out of potentially death range. And now we have another friendly village. How are we doing on health post-healing? Okay, we're totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and put us back in the water, I think. So we probably want to... Yeah, this doesn't give her snare, but it does give her distract. That's not the box you dragged that to. There we go. That seems useful. Alright, let's get you back in the water. I'm still going to try to make friends here. I really do wish they had let us just back out of that once I realized what it was. The number one improvement I would like most for them to make to this game is making it more obvious what points of interest are what on the map. Okay, this does indeed look like the Volcanic lands. Shipwreck. Let's observe the shipwreck. You spot unnatural movement aboard. The unliving likely haunt this ship. Well, let's go ahead and kill him. It should not be the case that we took any damage from that, but it was not worth running it manually. Well, we found some very heavy weaponry. Yeah, whatever, it'll do. Also, 15 nut tincture. Oh, and we have just enough movement to stop at the coast. That's a shame. Okay, kids continuing to level up. You know what? Mass Lullaby is actually a pretty useful skill. So we got spices, and... I mean, there's no sense in getting out of the water just yet. Let's sail around a little bit. You can get some additional vision. Actually, do we need to camp for a minute? Yeah, we could stand to camp. I'm sure we'll be able to find plenty of stuff to burn. Okay, you arrive in the Volcanic lands, so named for the many active volcanoes and lava pits. From the ash-covered plains and burned-out drylands to the high peaks of the Volcanic mountains, the ever-hot, stifling air and constant threat of eruption keeps the wildlife and any mad settlers on their toes. It is home to the Alpha clans, who enjoy the daily challenge of the environment. You can also find lava trolls, and also sometimes dragons. Hooray! Alright, this is where our Divine Path wanted us to go. Ooh. Well, it seems like Ghostly Axe is probably a pretty bad pull on him. These are both perception scaled, but one of them doesn't require us to waste a turn in combat doing it. Okay, well, I mean, we may as well go and pull up the terrain artifact, right? With Trothvine and Widowmaker both present, we have a pretty impressive ability to gather. I don't think I'm going to spend an advancement point on quartz. We could definitely pull some quartz up, but I just don't think I care. Or topaz, rather. Yeah, I don't think I actually want it badly enough to spend the advancement point on it. Okay, it's a source of obsidian. Well, let's grab some obsidian then. How much would we need? We wanted to make the ring out of pure stone. Shouldn't have pulled it out of the crafting queue. Okay. A pure stone ring would be 19 pure stone. We have 4 right now, so we would need to run this recipe 15 times. Or sorry, we'd need to run this recipe enough to make 15. So we need to run this recipe 8 times. So we need 61 more obsidian on top of what we currently have. That shouldn't take very long to gather. As you travel the volcanic wastelands, you come across many lava pits, but you are drawn to one in particular. It looks ordinary for this place, with scorching heat and bubbling red-hot plasma puffing out black ash. But the longer you stand here, the more you're certain that this is where Triglav was born. When you reach the edge of the pit, you realize that the bubbling and the ash are a result of many light creatures swarming inside the lava, trying to infiltrate it and dying in the process, yet ever more rising up to continue the assault. Okay, well, let's just ask Triglav directly for guidance, I guess. You see 3 faces form in the pit and look back at you. Do I know you? We will demand answers. I do not think that Triglav has a lot of respect for people who bow. A spit of hot lava hits your face, and 3 voices boom at you. Impudent little ant! Who are you to demand anything of us? Your arrogance wakes a distant memory. You are a part of me, yes, an annoying wart I discarded, maybe. These lights are constantly blinding my sight. Destroy them, so that I may deal with you. I will do that. The longer you stare at the pit, the more you feel the Lightbringer's odd pull, and soon you notice that only you, the Chosen, remain in control of your body and will. The others stand entranced. Well, if we're only going to get to use the Chosen. And we took some damage, which sucks. I think we should be able to do a difficulty 3 red concept challenge, though. I guess the red concept challenge we're just doing brute force. Yeah, I wish we had the option of a yellow challenge here. This is probably the right way to do it. Put those extremely good javelins to use, right? You destroy the Lightbringers, and the lava pit briefly calms down before erupting in a blast of magma that forms into Triglav. Yes, yes, destroy them all. This is what we were born for. You did well to come here and aid me, though no aid was needed, of course. Still, we are freed. You got rid of the pests that were distracting us. You walk the path of fire well, yes. Warriors, strong folk, the metal-forged dwarves, or the fierce orc kind. You embrace them. Good. This is a terrible sentence. Now we are clear in our purpose again. Now I can choose to battle as my primal self. Now, speak your questions, my champion, for we do not have much time here. Okay, What does it mean that he chose this path? Were there others? We are three natures, forged as one. With your choices, I can focus on the primal aspect for which I was called into being. This will affect you and me, but for better or worse, we will see. You gave me clarity, Chosen. I now understand the sacrifices made by the older gods. Why and how did he become a god? Well, there was no choice, only destiny. The three needed me as the earth shattered, and I am made of the earth's core, so I hold it together while we all fight. My fire is fueled by the light, so it cannot stop me easily. We share glimpses of those who gave us life, but we have no memories beyond when we rose from the lava and fought. We remember calling you to be our chosen, and we know we must battle. But through you and your journey here, something deep inside now stirs. Memories or mere imprints? 3 beings needed more power. 3 beings gave theirs away. Out of the 3 became the divine domains, and more. Us. I think that... is this text the same as it was? Man, my memory for some things is so bad. Alright, the 3, they laid down their divine life to achieve their goals. So why is the light bad? Okay, we know all this stuff. Okay, so... what now? I shall resume my divine duties in full. My last blessing to you may reveal itself when one of your children turns adult. But as I see, your path here has already unlocked your might, so go forth, my chosen, and choose your path in my name. Okay. Our path was... as part of your final gift, you will gain a small chance of an unusual class choice when your child grows up. 4.8 luck is not exactly what I was looking for. We got some research material, we got a pretty good one-handed sword, actually. That's not bad at all. And Kryha levels up to 17... yeah, let's take some more presents, because, for real, 2 points of physical shielding is just, like, a total waste. Alright, so we did that thing. We still have to find an Alpha Clan village out here somewhere. Oh, wait, sorry, I was mining. Alright, we want to come home with, like, a little more than 60 obsidian, right? As you set up camp at night, you hear the howling of wolves around you. Some of it is worryingly guttural, almost man-like. Listen to the howls. There seems to be more happening here than an attack. You hear the wolves circling you, but they do not attack. The pack is clearly angered, yet also desperate. As you observe, you notice a werewolf among them, wounded, perhaps dying, yet still distrustful of your presence. Alright, we are here to make friends. That's the whole reason we showed up to the island, right? These are no mere beasts, yet they are still guided by instinct. The werewolf is wounded, and the pack seeks help. Try to convince them that you mean no harm, and will try to aid them by throwing away some silver. A gesture of goodwill. Okay. The pack retreats, leaving you to help the wounded werewolf. It has a silver blade lodged in its side, and the wound is festering with an odd taint. I think we can probably help with that. The dagger proves more than just silver. It was clearly cursed, as it turns to ash when you take it out. You are struck by the remnants of a spell, and a curse lingers upon you too. You do your best with the creature's wounds. The werewolf should recover in time. Okay, so we didn't actually get cursed, despite the fact that you would think that we would have gotten cursed from the text there. Took a little bit of purple damage, that's pretty whatever. Alright, let's do one more gather here. You know what, let's do 2 more gathers. Doesn't hurt to come home with more obsidian than we actually need. Large John should probably take... yeah, War Shout's really bad. Let's take Parry. Neither one of them is awesome, but we really, really don't need War Shout. Hold on, let's make sure we understand the shape of the land we're moving across here. A night demon village. Well, this is not exactly what we were looking for. We may as well make a camp here and grab some coal. We can never have enough coal, it turns out. You enter the territory claimed by the night demons. You see werewolves and strigas skulk in the shadows, watching you with hungry eyes. You come to offer your tasty blood or flesh, maybe? No, leave. Return with those who are friends of the night. Perhaps then we will listen. Okay, so we don't have any night demons. They don't want to talk to us. But we're not here looking for them. We're here looking for an Alpha Clan village. Alright, May as well grab that. And back in the village, we don't have anybody doing research right now, but we totally should. Here, you help with this. It's a shame our gathering skill isn't just like a tiny bit better, because we could have pulled this up in a single turn. Why does it keep jumping back to Slavgrad? Okay, there's an Alpha Clan village. Also, a whole bunch of Lightbringers. Well, we should probably try to engage them on our own terms, right? Difficulty 7 red challenges. Not entirely trivial. Okay, resolve manually. Let's hope this goes a little bit better than the last manual resolve we did. So without knowing exactly what's up, let's just put John down and see what happens. They have 4 cards. That guy's a problem. Oh, he's really fast. Huh. Okay, we can slow him down. But he has Speed of the Swarm. Well, we don't want to bother trying to slow him down now. Right now, what we want to do is play cards, right? We want to get our guys established as quickly as possible. Jesus, he's fast, though. How are we going to kill him? He has so much health. Now, let's do one of these. And then do we want to maybe throw her down as well? She only does 25 damage per hit, and we're actually in a place where that feels like a pretty small number. We probably don't want to do anything with Trothvine just yet. I think I just pass. Okay, so they're going to play him a bunch. We're going to have a hard time making him slow enough that he doesn't go first. He's a problem. The amount of damage he deals is a serious issue. I think probably what we do is we play John here, right? Ugh, I'm gonna take so much damage here. Maybe we need to retreat. Okay, that guy I don't care so much about. And even this guy dealing 34 damage per hit, like, if we can deal with this if we can just figure out a way to take that guy down. So I can hit him for... We can slow him by 2.6. Which will put him to 8.4, so he'll still go before John. Yeah, a guy who hits for 64 with a hammer strike, having Speed of the Swarm is a little unfair. We could double slow him and use Trothvine once, I suppose. Getting down to 124. I mean, that's not good enough, right? But he's gonna hit. He's gonna hit John. Yeah, we have to run away. He's gonna hit John for hard enough to kill him in a single strike. And of course, we lose all of our health when we run away. Yeah, that's really frustrating. Why do I not? Let me move. Ah, I hate it when it does this. Okay, so we're in very dire straits. We can try to talk to the Alpha Clans right now, but they're probably not going to let us heal here. What do my reps look like? Where's that screen? 18. That might be enough for them to offer us healing. Maybe. I guess we gotta try. Okay, you are sent to speak with an orc witch. Her name, Eater of Souls, strikes fear and respect in the hearts of those you speak to. As she approaches you, others cower away. You come asking about the Big Light, yes? Those foul Lightbringers that kill so many of our orc kin. But why should I say anything to the likes of you? What are your gods to me? Well, out of all the peoples of Slavia, it is the orcs who must share the pantheon with humans, only in different hierarchies. Surely your god can see eye to eye on this. Yes, you may be misguided in not recognizing Zorza as your alpha goddess, but you honor her and the Huntmaster well enough. In truth, I had visions of the champion coming, and I serve as you do. even if it means talking about an uncomfortable past. So this past can help. Perhaps. You see, we are not learned like your scholars, nor long-lived like the pointy-ears and stone folk, and we do not commune with spirits as well as the green midgets. But we are born of darkness and chaos. We sense it, it speaks to us, and it tells us this light seeks to burn us to the bone. Do you know how to trap the light again and restore the Earthheart? No, I do not. And as much as we listen to the whispers, our blood boils and we seek to fight. But to fight, we need a weapon. Just as the pointy ears were cursed by darkness before the awakening, we are now weakened by this light. I know of one who walks the dark path beyond even my understanding. I should know he is my pup. He meddles with the forces of death and life, and delves into darkness so deep. Foolish, foolish youth. But he tried to speak to me, tried to tell me. I will not dishonor my alpha and talk to Shamebringer, but you should. Sorry, a male who wields magic? Why is he alive? Do not assume to question me. I left him alone on the burning plains. He was supposed to die. But he did not. He may be shameful, but he has earned his life. And any who tells me otherwise will taste my blade. Okay. So she's not going to let us heal at the village. Well, that's maybe pretty bad for us then. I should have just taken the auto-resolve. Nobody else is low enough to die. And I hate to say this way, but if John dies, it's not like the end of the world, because we have more where he came from. He's not like a unique character or anything. But if he dies here, it could lead to some long-term problems for us. Well, we're out of move. We can't do anything else. But I think maybe this is where we can leave it for right now. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I'm leaving you in suspense on purpose. Take that, everybody. Come back next time to see if Large John Corpsington can shake off his wounds, and if we can figure out a way to defeat this group of Lightbringers after all. And we'll see you then.